Hello friends, welcome back to Student Blog. This is for VMware Horizon training, and in the VMware Horizon training we are looking at dynamic endpoint manager. In our previous videos we have worked on installing DEM agent on clients, as well as installing DEM console. So after we install Flex Engine, the dynamic endpoint manager agent in the VMs that end users will access, we need to enable the agent and point it to the configuration file the agent needs to read when users log in. We also need to point to the profile archive directories so that the user settings can be read and saved. So there are a couple of ways to do this, but we can use the like VMware provided templates, GPO templates for Active Directory group policy objects, or we can use the XML based option called no AD mode. So no AD mode, we are not using it. So for this video, like we'll be only using the Active Directory GPO templates. So if you see here, like in our previous video, like I have shown, like whenever we download the installer, along with the installer we will be in the installer folder itself we'll be having actually this is the like installer which I downloaded, and in this, like, you are able to see the x64 DEM installer, and this x64, and this is the DM license. So apart from that, you are able to see that we have administrative template, that is ADMX folder, where these are the default template files, ADMX files, and you have another ENUS where these are files are there. So we need to copy these files to the Active Directory policies folder. So what we need to do is, like, we need to go to the, actually I already copied these files in the C temp, Windows C drive, where is that? Yep, and temp. So same thing, I copied it here. So these files, what we'll do is, like, we'll go to C, Windows, policy, policy definitions. What we'll do is, like, uh, just copy it and paste it here. So which I already done it, just we need to copy these files, copy it, and just paste this in the policy definitions, right click and paste it. And also uh, you have enus, we have few files here, we need to also copy the files, like right click, copy, then you need to go to same C, Windows, policy definitions, and in the enus you need to right click and paste it. So already we have files over there, so obviously no need to copy it. Once you copy these files, then what we'll do is, like, on the Active Directory I'm doing it. So group policy management console.msc, if you run this, the group policy management console will be open. So we need to create a group policy object here. So for that we will be doing this. So these are the prerequisites. So before that, yeah, let's create a new object. I will name it as DM policy, or DM dash PO. So I will name it as a DM policy for now. So just right click and edit it. So most of our video will be working here only. So before this, let me show something. So like, we are going to create these policies in our AD group policy object. So always wait for network, all this stuff. So whenever you copy the default template files which we received, we'll get we like and apart from default policies, an additional VMware DM policies will be added to the our group policy. So we'll be working on one by one, and we'll configure the policy. So here, uh, w- we have already created the policy, and we went here. So first what we'll do is we'll create the first one, that is like uh, always wait for the network at computer startup and log on. So what happens is like uh, when you enable this, this ensures that the Flex Engine group policy client side extension runs during the each logon. So let's do it. So we'll go to computer configuration, then policies, then administrative template, then system, and look for logon. So when you go here, so there is a option here, a policy wait, always wait for the network at computer startup. Just go here and enable it. So this is done. So once this is done, we'll go for second one, that is uh, we need to go to I will create the policy, then I will explain about it. I believe that is the better option. So then we'll go to user configuration. So we are in computer configuration. So next step is we'll go to, yeah, we'll first prefer configure user, yeah, we'll follow this one. I think that will be best. Configure user group policy loop backup, loop loop back processing mode. So we'll do that. So for that we need to go to configuration, policies, then administrative template, same place, then system and group policy. So group policy, and then in the group policy we'll be seeing configure user group policy. So and it will be somewhere here. Configure user group policy, this is the one. So we need to enable it, and the mode is like replace the let it be default. So once this is done, so what happens is this allows user account policies to be applied to the computer account. So now what we'll do is we'll go to our chat here, yeah, template, ppt. So next is to configure the flex config file policy. uh, so what we'll do is we'll go here, and now we look for user configuration, policies, then Windows settings, then scripts, Logoff scripts. So here we need to add, and we need to give the path. So I just copied it and put it here. So actually this is the path on each agent where it is installed. So C program files, uh, medio, flex profiles, flexengine.exe. Just copy this and paste it here, and we'll put in script parameter as /s. So uh, like what happens is as we said, uh, this will take care of like to set a log of policy, so that Flex Engine will be able to store the settings configured through the GPO. So whenever user logs off, it will save the settings. So we'll click OK. This is done. Then we'll go for the next one, that is Flex Engine to run GPO, enable. So we'll go to user configuration, then what is that? Here is that user configuration. Yeah, it is difficult to search here. Administrative template, VMware DM, Flex Engine. Okay, so here is it is. So here we'll go to flex config files, and then we need to give the path to enable the policy, and type in the UNC path what we have. So we'll give the path here, so we'll enable it and we'll give the path. So we'll copy it from the default which I put it here. So we'll leave process folder recursively. We'll leave it like that, and you can see here the like what it will do generally. So using settings to configure the central location of the flex config.ini files that is processed by Flex Engine. In typical configuration, this would be the general folder as created by the VMware DEM management console in the DEM configuration share. So this is the example. So like enable process recursively to let Flex Engine process this folder recursively. So Flex Engine runs with the user's credentials and will process each flex config file that the user has the NTFS read access to it. So this is what the which help us to understand what we are doing. Click apply and click OK. So this is done. So next what we'll do is we'll go for uh, policy archive. So where it is, so this is the one. So what what is this is like the location configured through this setting is used by Flexin to read and save user profile archives. So whatever archives happens, that will be saved and archived here. So we'll be enabling here. So if you see, it is recommended to use a generic path here with a specific, for example, this is the path and user percentile, username percentile, and archive subdirectory does not exist. Flex Engine will automatically create it. So enable hide profile archive folder to automatically mark profile archive folder as hidden. So if you do that, obviously it will be in hidden mode and the user can't see that. So profile archives are stored in zip format but are not compressed by default. So enable profile archive compressor to store the archives compressed. Enable retain file modification dates to restore last modified dates when importing profile archives. So this is what like we are going to do is, so simply we need to add the path here. This is our like yeah, just to recall, like in our previous video we have created two share paths, share folders. That is, one is DM config file where DM config files will be stored, and one is for user profiles. Whenever a user log in and log off, their profiles will be saved here. So it's like no if user data won't be creating on the on the on the on the VDI. Instead of that, it will be created here like documents, their documents, desktop files, as well as any like IE favorites or Chrome favorites. Everything will be saved in this. So now we are going to, so we are configuring profile archive. So just copy this and put it here, and we leave the defaults. So click apply and click OK. So this is done, and the next is like we'll be creating profile archive backups. This like this is not mandatory, but still we'll do it. So we'll enable it. So if you go through this, like what we are doing and why we are doing, that's pretty simple mentioned here. So I don't think I no need to read and explain you guys. So what we'll do is like we'll copy this mm, path and put it here. So this is backup. I think I put it wrong there, but if you see here percentile username percentile backups, this is what it should be. So okay, this is done. So just no need to hide it, just we'll leave it as it is. Apply. Okay, so this is done. And the last is like creating logs. So flex engine logging. So to set a policy for collecting logs, just we need to double click here and make it enable, and we need to give the path. So you'll be given the ENC here so that a unique log file will be created for each user. So and here if you see here, we'll just copy the path. Okay, this is done. So if you see here, we have a couple of options: debug, info, warn, error, fatal. So by default we'll keep it one. So don't enable debug in production, because like uh, like it's a VMware recommendation. So do not use debug or info in production environment unless you actually need to troubleshoot something. So here if you have a debug and info, it's VMware recommendation. So never use that until and then any troubleshooting is required. So we already created, I think everything is in place. So no AD mode, we are not going to configure it for now. So in next video we'll be working on enabling easy start feature in DEM. So let's check everything is done. Okay, this is done, this is done. Add logo policy, everything is done. So yeah, anyhow I'm here. Uh, let's enable one more thing, that is system logon. So I don't want this to be enabled, because whenever a user login, it will show like animation, welcome screen, all stuff, which will take another 1 or 2 minutes to user login. So I just want to disable it. So we disable it. So our policy is ready now. So we already created it now. So we will push it on our our computer, our OU. So let's see, where is our OU? VM Horizon is the OU, yeah. So link it. So we have a couple of policies, we'll be linking this one. So now policy is published on it. So we'll check it in our next video, on by logging into our one of our PDI, whether the policy is applied or not, or I'm not sure my B center is on. Let's see. Mm, let me check. I think, oh, let me pause the video. Okay guys, my vCenter is up, and even my connection server is up, is also up. So yeah, let's log in now and see. So we have applied couple of policies, and let me try with user 2. So like if you see here, like welcome screen, not this one, but the one with all like Windows what are the advantages, everything. Like it will generally it will pop up, hi, you welcome to Windows 10, all stuff will come up, which was like now disabled through GPO, so we are not able to see that. Just it is preparing the Windows for us, so it will take just 1 or 2 minutes. So meanwhile I will also log in here also with another account. So certificate is not configured, so I actually my environment got changed. So previous in my previous videos I have shown how to configure certificate all, so it's pretty easy. So I'm logging with another account. So if you see here the path for user profile, like I just logged in with user 1 and VDI before, so you are able to see the folders created for the user profiles, and the DEM it's already there, which was created. So couple of things you will be able to see here going forward, so from next videos. So here if you observe, when user is logged in, first time he logs in, actually nothing is created, but when user logs off, automatically a folder will be created. So that we will see. uh, so this user is logged in, so let's see what user is this. So it's user 2. So we actually we didn't put any application or software or nothing, so you won't see anything. So once you log off, it should create a folder over here. See here, user 2 folder is created now, just now. So already VD admin, first time when he logged in, the folder is created, and every time when user logs in, a new user home folder will be created, and his all settings will be saved there. So we are still in journey of completing this DEM. So we have a next video where we'll see the options. So that's all for this video. Thanks for joining the call. Thanks for joining in this session, and for any suggestions and queries, please reach out to me on vstudentblog@gmail.com. Please do subscribe my channel, and please do like my videos. Thank you very much. Bye bye.